Okay, real talk, y'all. There are over 25 Disney World hotels you can stay in during your next vacation there. And there are plenty of pitfalls to avoid when you're choosing your home away from home. We've got the secret sauce, though, today here on DFV Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. So your Disney World hotel stay is a key component to pulling off a successful vacation to the most magical place on earth. So today we're going to hit you with our best of the best hotel tips that'll guarantee your upcoming stay is comfortable and affordable. Now, first up, take this to heart. No Disney hotels are alike. Booking a Disney World hotel room is like booking a choose-your-own adventure. Each resort has its own theming and price range and benefits and activities, restaurants, transportation, room styles, and you're going to learn about more of these throughout the course of today's video. But if you want to see a full list of every Disney World hotel you can choose from in one easy-to-navigate digital download, then be sure to scan the QR code you see on the screen right now, or head to disneyfoodblog.com/hotels after this, and we'll send you a free PDF of all the different Disney hotels, from the values to the moderates to the deluxe and DVC villas too. We also have full reviews of each and every Disney World resort on property featured here on our YouTube channel. So if there's a resort you're considering but you want to learn if it's going to be the right fit for you, check out our video review of that hotel first, and we'll be sure to give you the heads up on why it's a good fit for some, but it may not be the best fit for others. Okay, a big tip when you're making your Disney hotel decision is to ignore Disney's marketing language. Disney's trying to make money, so the marketing language regarding savings opportunities that you read in the big bold letters first on the Disney website is usually just that, marketing. For example, icons are going to pop up that tell you that rooms are going fast, or that for this booking only you can get a specific deal, when in reality you can get the same deals applied to other cheaper hotel rooms too. In the past, we've seen marketing language used for Disney packages for a 6-night, 7-day trip. But if you read the fine print, you'll see that most of these deals can also be applied to much shorter, maybe 2 or 3-night trips too. So you don't have to stay a full week if you don't want to, and you can still get the discount. Now, when booking a room via Disney's website, there's a great chance Disney's ever so subtly attempting to pull the wool over your eyes. So take your time, read the fine print, or again, check out our newsletter where you're going to find all the details on discounts, and we do the legwork to figure out what the kind of minimum stay is and what the fine print says. All right, so maybe you should consider booking 2 hotel rooms. AJ, we're trying to save money here, not throw it willingly into an incinerator. Why on earth would we book 2 hotel rooms instead of just 1? Well, because booking 2 hotel rooms might actually end up being cheaper for you. Mind-blowing, right? So if you're traveling with a bigger group that's over the 4-person limit for some of those cheaper standard rooms, you might naturally think you're going to need to upgrade to the next biggest thing, like a family suite. And while family suites do provide more space to spread out with a few more amenities here and there, sometimes they are more expensive than just booking 2 standard rooms that are right next to each other. Here's a quick example for you comparing the options at 2 popular value resorts, Art of Animation and Pop Century. On average, a family suite at Art of Animation Resort, which can sleep up to 6 guests, will run you anywhere from $550 to $650 per night. I have also seen them around $700 plus. But a standard room at Pop Century starts at around $200 per night and sleeps up to 4 people. So by paying for 2 side-by-side standard rooms at Pop Century, you're not only bumping up your guest capacity to 8, but you're only going to be paying around $400 per night instead of $600. Plus, you still get 2 bathrooms. Of course, this plan may not work for parents traveling with younger kiddos, but if you have teenagers or you're visiting with friends and everyone just needs a little more space, this could be a very solid solution. Now, a quick note to the right next door. Disney will not and cannot guarantee connecting rooms for you, but you can definitely request them, and it usually does happen. But just a heads up, that's another reason why you don't want to do this with little kids, is that you may not get connecting rooms. Okay, this next one is one of my personal tips that I've learned from years and years of going to Disney World. Even if you've had a nice dinner earlier in the evening, there's still a chance your stomach's gonna start rumbling again at the end of the day. Sometimes I don't roll into my room until 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, depending on how late those parks are open. And a lot of food options in Disney World close before the parks do. So I always make sure to have a couple of items in my room, maybe a little cheese plate that you can get from one of the quick service locations, in the fridge, in the mini fridge in the room, or a couple of granola bars, or whatever you like that can hold you over till morning. That way you won't have to wait on a late night DoorDash order to satisfy your tummy. Instead, you can just have something quick and easy, like some cheese and crackers or whatever, waiting back for you in the room, maybe some fruit, and then you're all set. So I do tend to stock up on a few quick and easy things just in case the park's open till 1 a.m., I don't get home until 2, and of course, no place is open to eat at that late hour. Disney's resort gift shops may be known for their inflated prices, but they can sure help you out when you're in a bind. Disney's resort gift shops are stocked with limited necessities that you might need if you forget to pack something or you've run out of a certain something. Now, this includes items like over-the-counter meds and cough drops, mini sewing kits, eyewear repair kits, toothbrushes, hand sanitizers, diapers, Pedialyte, baby food, eye drops, batteries, pacifiers, bug spray, chargers. Okay, you get it. Disney's got the stuffs, just in case you don't got the stuffs. But if you want to avoid the gift shop prices and the items you need aren't something you need right away, then you may want to order your necessities through a grocery delivery app instead, like Instacart or Garden Grocer. Even with the grocery app delivery fees, you can still often pick up multiple items at once for a much, much cheaper price point than purchasing them through the resort's shops. For example, you can snag an entire case of water bottles from places like Publix or Costco delivered through Instacart for about the same price as a single bottle of water inside the Disney parks and resorts. Wild, I know, but 100% true. There's an exclusive Disney World hotel you've probably never stepped foot in or even heard about for that matter, and that's because most people aren't allowed to book it, but we're going to tell you about it anyway. Shades of Green is an Armed Forces Recreation Center AFRC resort, meaning that it's owned by the United States Department of Defense, but located in Disney World. What's unique about this hotel is that you must be a member of the Armed Forces or be sponsored by one to book a stay. The resort is meant to be an affordable option for service members and their families, so room rates are on a scale determined by said military members' pay grade, meaning guests can expect to pay less if they're just starting out in their military career compared to someone who's worked their way up the ranks. Shades of Green guests also receive Disney Hotel-specific perks like early theme park entry and extended evening hours, which is a pretty big deal considering extended evening hours are usually reserved for deluxe resort guests only. Reservations can be made up to 1 year in advance by calling 888-593-2242 or online at the Shades of Green website. What if I told you there were select Disney hotels that literally have hundreds of different dining options available? Not so realistic, right? But it's actually not far from the truth. Disney resorts like Port Orleans Resort French Quarter or Riverside, Old Key West, and Saratoga Springs have boat transportation that'll take you on a leisurely ride directly to the Disney Springs shopping district, which, yes, really does have hundreds of different dining options for you to choose from. So the roles can be reversed too. If you're not a guest at any of these resorts, but you just want to pop in for a quick visit, you can take a Disney Springs boat during your shopping day for a relaxing little ride to whatever resort you want to see. And it's really, really fun to go check out these resorts, especially Port Orleans French Quarter and Riverside, where you can actually take a little horse-drawn carriage ride in the evening. It's lovely. And don't forget to stop in and get those Mickey beignets. Disney's value resorts may not be the value you were hoping for all the time. After all, $200 per night is still quite a big ask for a single room that only has one bathroom. So if you're looking for a room that has the possibility of being way cheaper, you might have better luck with Disney's Good Neighbor hotels. Now, these aren't owned by Disney, but they do work in tandem with Disney to provide similar park benefits, often at a cheaper price point. You might even be able to find a suite-style room for less than you'd pay for a standard room at one of Disney's value resorts, depending on the hotel and time of year. There are some downsides to booking a Good Neighbor instead of a Disney resort, though. Transportation to the parks could be much more limited, and you're not going to get that Disney-fied resort experience you might be after. But on the flip side, some Good Neighbors also offer perks that Disney doesn't, like continental breakfasts and free drink coupons. It's worth researching the different Good Neighbor hotel options on the Good Neighbor Hotel website, just in case that dream Disney room you're after doesn't actually wind up being Disney owned. All of the Disney World resorts will give you the opportunity to be in the Disney parks for longer, but different resort categories will determine just how long you're allowed to stay. There are 2 types of extra hours perks: the early theme park entry and the extended evening hours. Early theme park entry allows all Disney Resort guests and some Good Neighbor Hotel guests too to enter any of the parks on any morning 30 minutes before the official opening time. Meanwhile, extended evening hours allow only deluxe resort guests to stay in select parks on certain evenings up to 2 hours after they close for everyone else. So, if you're staying at a value or moderate resort, you won't be able to use the extended evening hours like deluxe resort guests can, but you can still take advantage of the early theme park entry to jump in line for one of the more popular rides before the main crowd start piling in. Ever get to the hotel and see someone check in for their fancy pants suite and suddenly regret the very basic room you booked with no view and only the necessary amenities? Wish you could somehow get an upgraded room at the last minute? Well, whether you're staying at a Disney resort or a Good Neighbor hotel or another hotel entirely, you just might be able to get a hotel room upgrade. Keyword might, depending on the situation. So here are a few quick tricks to help you improve your chances. First is the membership and loyalty programs. Joining a certain hotel's loyalty or membership program is often free, though earning points can feel like a tortoise in the hare scenario: slow and steady wins the race. Those who reach a certain status within the loyalty program can sometimes get complimentary room upgrades. For example, Marriott notes that for those who reach the Gold Elite status, they'll do their best to upgrade those members' rooms upon their arrival, provided there's availability. So if you stay at the Swan and Dolphin resorts in Disney World, those are owned by Marriott, and you could potentially get that room upgrade. Another tip, check available rooms before check-in. Maybe you want a room upgrade and the employees would love to give you one, but the type of room you're looking for simply isn't available. Avoid getting your hopes up by looking ahead to see what rooms are available. If you look online as if you were making a new reservation for the same nights as your booked stay, you should get a feel for what rooms are still open. That can give you a sense of what might be available for an upgrade and what type of room you should or could ask for. Speaking of, our last tip is asking. It might sound very basic, but the number one way to potentially get a hotel room upgrade is just to ask about them. I know, truly earth-shattering advice. Someone give me a medal or a Nobel Peace Prize or something. But in all seriousness, sometimes all it takes is the act of reaching out to the hotel employees to see what's available. Worst case scenario, there's nothing they can do, but best case scenario, the upgraded room of your dreams is all yours. Along the same lines as asking about a room upgrade, you might be able to request a certain room type at your Disney resort. And these requests have an even better chance of actually being fulfilled. If you use the mobile check-in feature on the My Disney Experience app, you'll find an option that lets you make room requests. These room requests are going to be pretty basic, like picking what floor you want to be on, or your room view, or how close you are to certain resort amenities, like the lobby or the elevator. But if you have a more specific request, be sure to call your resort directly and speak to a cast member. Whether you make a room request via the app or by phone call, you're not always going to be guaranteed that request. However, a cast member will make a note of it in your file, and the resort will do their best to make it happen. Despite what you might think, there are ways that you can avoid paying full price for your hotel room. Don't let the sticker shock consume you just yet, and please, please, please don't pay full price. If you know where to look and how to ask, you'll often find some sort of room or package discount happening on Disney's special offers, deals, and discounts webpage. Disney typically announces different offers depending on the time of year: spring and summer, fall and winter. If you want to make sure you're staying up to date on these Disney discounts so that you don't accidentally miss out on some of the best savings just because you weren't watching the Disney site like a hawk, reach out to our travel agent friends at Small World Vacations. Not only will they help you plan your Disney Dream Vacay for no extra cost, but they'll also be able to apply the latest savings opportunities to your hotel and ticket purchases, maybe even before you even know about them. That way, you can make sure you're getting the best deals possible without having to lift a finger. I'll go ahead and link their info down in the description just in case you want to reach out for a free quote. So here's a weird issue all you parents might run into. Not every hotel room in Disney has a bathtub anymore. In fact, many of the recently remodeled rooms, like the ones at Pop Century, are mostly going to be walk-in showers. For those without babies, this may be your preferred way of getting cleaned off anyways, but the no bathtub thing can be tricky for parents of little ones who are used to taking baths back home, or who really can't take showers yet because they're just too little. When you call to make specific room requests, this is one of the more specific requests that you can make: getting a room that still has a tub in it, because yes, they still exist, they're just less frequent. But because room requests can't always be fulfilled, it's not a bad idea to invest in maybe a collapsible portable tub to take with you, like the ones you can find on Amazon that can just flatten out like a pancake when you're done using them. because that makes them easy to pack into your suitcase. Or, you can always do the shower holding your kid. I've done it lots of times. Now, depending on the brand and style, portable tubs can range between $20 and $40. Now, this is a weird one, I admit, but I always talk about it anyway. Packing your own bed sheets. Yes, your Disney hotel room will provide bed sheets for you. That's not the problem. The problem is that you're not going to find any fitted bottom sheets on the Disney hotel beds, and this drives me absolutely crazy. Now, it makes sense, especially since housekeeping has to make and unmake beds daily, so avoiding all the bottom sheet hassle is probably much, much faster for them. I know, I've been a hotel chambermaid before, and I understand. But if you're a squirmy sleeper, sometimes you might find that the loose bottom sheet will move around during the night and get all wrinkled and uncomfortable. It's a silly pet peeve of mine, I'm well aware, but if you're in the same boat as me and you want to make sure the bottom sheet doesn't move around on you, it's not a bad idea to bring your own fitted sheet from home. I do it all the time, and I bought mine in a darker color so that I don't forget to grab it off the bed and take it with me. Okay, truth bomb alert. The best restaurants in Disney aren't hiding in the parks. They are in the resorts. And the best part about that, anyone can book a reservation to dine at a Disney resort restaurant, whether they're staying there as a guest or staying somewhere else entirely. Just a few of our favorite resort restaurants include options like California Grill at Disney's Contemporary Resort, Ohana at the Polynesian Village Resort, Sanaa at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, and Jiko 2 and Boma, Yachtsman Steakhouse at Disney's Yacht Club. You've got the Steakhouse 71 over there at Contemporary. There are so many good restaurants in the hotels, and that's only the beginning. If you want to study up on the plethora of Disney World hotel restaurants and all the other restaurants on Disney World property, you can head over to the dfbstore.com website and order our updated DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. It's a 3-part guide. We update it twice a year. We put our heart and soul into it. I know you guys have heard me talk about it before, and it's going to provide you with tons of restaurant knowledge and our best budgeting tips to help you save money in the process. Speaking of saving money, use code YouTube before you check out to save some cash on your guidebook purchase if you decide to buy. And remember, it's 100% money back guaranteed. If that book doesn't help you, no problem, we'll get you your money back. So who wants the free stuff? Everybody, right? So the Disney World resorts have several free activities and goodies available for their guests, including campfire sing-alongs with complimentary marshmallows to roast, celebration pins, which you can pick up at the front desk, free roaming characters who will pop up to say hello and perhaps play a game out on the lawn with you every now and then, scavenger hunts, movies under the stars, morning yoga, pool parties, even pickleball, again, at some hotels. Each resort will have different free offerings you can take advantage of, so by all means, take advantage of them. I know I said they're free, but, you are still paying for them with the cost of your room, right? Now, along with all the free resort activities, there are also lots of activities on certain days throughout the week you can take part in for an extra fee at your hotel. A few specific examples of this include painting your own wine glass at Disney's Riviera Resort, Sangria University at Coronado Springs, archery classes at Fort Wilderness, Starlight Safari at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, and lots more. We've made tie-dye t-shirts, we've painted ostrich eggs, we've even made our own mini ears. And guess what the best part is? You don't have to be staying at that particular hotel to sign up for those activities. If you're not sure what activities are available during your visit, stop by the main building to find the sign that lists all the different offerings for that week. We often see scheduled activities like arts and crafts, as well as ongoing offerings like tours and seminars featured on the list. And if you're searching for an activities list but coming up dry, just reach out to one of the resort cast members in the lobby. They should be able to give you the rundown of everything going on. 2024 is going to be a busy year for the Disney World resorts, especially for a select few that'll have new and or refurbished rooms available for booking. These include those updated rooms at Boardwalk Inn and Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Disney's Beach Club, the reimagined Little Mermaid rooms at Disney's Caribbean Beach, the brand new DVC cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness opening in 2024, although I'm not quite sure how. They've got a lot of work to do there. And the brand new DVC villas at Disney's Polynesian Village, also said to be opening in 2024. We shall see. Well, the DVC rooms that'll be opening later in 2024 aren't bookable just yet. Many of these refurbished rooms are available to book right now. To make sure you can secure one of these new touched-up accommodations, be sure to book your room earlier rather than later on, because these are liable to book up solid even a few months before your trip, depending on when you're planning on traveling. Catching the Disney vacation bug is real. Before you're even finished with this trip, you might already be dreaming about the next one. If you already know you're going to plan another trip back to Disney World before your current vacation is over, be on the lookout for bounce back offers. Sometimes Disney's going to send out a bounce back offer in the form of a flyer over to your hotel room while you're out at the parks. These will promote a usually hefty discount on your next vacation if you book it before your current one ends. The catch? You gotta book that trip before you leave this one. If you're interested in a bounce back offer, but you don't see one of those super sneaky flyers being slipped into your room, you can call the bounce back extension number from your hotel phone, go down to the lobby to see a cast member about them in person, or you can double check your email to see if a certain bounce back was sent to you virtually instead. Whether you book yourself a stay at the Grand Floridian or not, all are welcome to reserve a luxurious spa day over at this flagship deluxe resort. The Grand Floridian Spa is themed after a tranquil Floridian garden and offers a wide range of services including massages for two, warm stone massages, botanical body treatments, facials, and mani-pedis. There's also a full salon and relaxation room for stress relief so palpable you'll have a hard time remembering you're only steps away from the chaos of Magic Kingdom. If you want to reserve a little R&R over at the Grand Floridian yourself, you can email the spa or call 407-824-3039. We've been seeing a lot of construction projects going on lately across several different Disney World resorts. We're talking room renovations, new DVC rooms, refurbished lobbies, new restaurants, reimagined lounges, lots of changes. And while we love seeing these resorts getting plenty of love, care, and attention, it can be a little off-putting to plan a really expensive stay at one of your dream Disney hotels, only to find out half of it is torn apart at the moment as construction continues to take place. Not to mention, all the construction noise in the afternoon can make it hard to take a cat nap if you're the afternoon catnapping kind of person, that is. It's important to stay in the know when it comes to the future of certain Disney resorts. Walt Disney makes sure to update guests about any and all construction projects that might be taking place during your next visit. It can be a pain having to keep tabs on all these different changes yourself, since Disney tends to change a lot, all the time. Now, remember that free digital guide I mentioned earlier, the one at disneyfoodblog.com/hotels? If you send us your name and email for this free guide, we'll automatically enroll you in our equally free DFB newsletter, which, we send you hotel updates and any construction notices that we come across right into your email instead of you having to do that intense research homework, aka the unfun side of Disney planning. Now, this is something I want to let you know about, even though it might be limited time in the resorts. There's a new service called Character Clicks that's popped up in the lobbies at All-Star Movies and All-Star Sports. It's basically a photo booth with complimentary PhotoPass services where you can take a photo kind of with a character. It works like this. You tap your Magic Band, your Key to the World card, or Disney Magic Mobile to the reader on the box, and then select the character who you want to have appear digitally in a photo with you. Each character is wearing their 100th anniversary outfits, but as we said, the characters are digital, so you're not going to be able to give them hugs or ask for autographs. However, you can select multiple characters to appear in your photo if you'd like, and you can get a download of the photo for free. So it's cool to try, even for fun, but for a full character interaction, you're still going to want to wait in line for Mickey & Co. in the park or at a character meal. I understand that you might have heard neighbor Jim say that the last time he went to Disney, he was able to drive up to any of the resorts and park there without all the third-degree questioning. But here's the truth when it comes to Disney resorts you aren't staying at. You may not be able to park at that hotel unless you have a dining reservation there. Sometimes a hotel will be really strict with this rule, to the point where even a mobile order from one of their quick services won't be accepted. This also goes for taking a rideshare like Uber or Lyft to a Disney World hotel. Security may ask to see a reservation or confirmation of stay once you reach the resort. And even with a dining reservation, there have still been times where we've driven up to a resort with reservations in hand and still had to park all the way out in cast member parking to avoid taking up parking spaces for actual resort guests, which can be a major issue if you're already running behind for your reservation as is. You can get around that problem by taking Disney transportation instead of your own car. Just park at one of the theme parks or Disney Springs shopping district and take the bus or Skyliner or a monorail to the hotel you want to visit. Now, I'm very excited to tell you about the secret rooms in Disney's resorts. So there are several secret rooms that you can kind of treasure hunt for when you're at some of these hotels. Disney's Wilderness Lodge, for example, has a hidden train room called the Carolwood Pacific Railroad Room, located right inside the Boulder Ridge Villas on the ground floor, just off the lobby. This room is completely dedicated to Walt Disney's love of trains, so you're going to find the locomotive nods throughout, from the decor to the scale model of the very train that once lived at Walt's house. One of our favorite spots to chill out or read a book or catch up on some work is over at Disney's Riviera Resort. Outside the lobby and past the cafe, you'll find the Voyagers Lounge. This is a hidden away nook that's the absolute perfect space for some much needed peace and quiet. It's got multiple tables, tons of seats, plenty of outlets where you can plug in your devices. Speaking of low-key lounges, the Solarium at the Beach Club Resort is another hidden gem we like to frequent when we're trying to hear ourselves think. The Solarium is located across from the Beach Club Marketplace and is a bright and airy room with plenty of seating and a TV and a generally serene atmosphere. Now, I'm telling you this for the sake of your own sanity, parent. You'd best be getting that hotel pool day you promised to your kids squeezed into your trip as soon as possible. Although you're likely spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for your Disney vacation, any hotel stay for kids seems to boil down to just one thing: how much pool time they're gonna get. Yep, I'm sure they're excited for rides too, and meeting the characters and eating all the yummy sugary stuff. But when the heat starts beating down on their poor little heads, you might start hearing that dreaded question, can we go back to the pool now? But pool time doesn't have to make you cringe. If you think your group may need more frequent breaks throughout your vacation, it's okay to schedule that into your plans as frequently as you need to. Pool time can make for a nice rejuvenating break during those miserably sweltering days, or just as a way to wind down in the evenings. I love going to the resort pools right at twilight because everybody's leaving, so you kind of get the pool to yourself. If you plan on attending an after-hours event or a special ticketed party night, consider building pool and resort time into your plans for earlier that day. That way, you're able to take advantage and full value of that special event throughout the evening without your kids begging to leave and head straight for the pool. You laugh now, but it happens. Okay, want to see a magic trick? We are going to check into a hotel room without talking to a single person. Introverts of the world, unite! I'm definitely an introvert, so this is awesome. The direct-to-room service, which is featured on your My Disney Experience app, that allows you to check into your hotel room without having to wait in line to do so at the front desk. Here's how you pull it off. First, link your Disney Resort hotel reservation to your account on the Disney World website or through your My Disney Experience app. Second, make sure to check in before you arrive to your resort by using the online check-in service, also featured on the website or My Disney Experience app. Now, this option becomes available once you're 60 days away from your vacation. Third, when you get to your hotel, check out your My Disney Experience app to receive real-time resort reservation updates. That's going to let you know when your room is ready for you to infiltrate. And it's also going to give you your room number once you've got one. Now, fourth, once you get that little "congrats, your room is ready" message, and the My Disney Experience app gives you the room number, as well as the ability to unlock your door with your Magic Band or Magic Mobile feature, you are ready to go. Now, if you have a Magic Band already linked to your account, that should open your door as well. Now, of course, there's going to be technological difficulties and setbacks once in a while, and either the Magic Mobile or the Magic Band aren't going to work or whatever. Happens all the time. But if you have two ways, like the last time I checked into a hotel, my Magic Band worked, but my Magic Mobile was like, technical difficulties, you have to talk to somebody. But the Magic Band worked. So if you have a Magic Band and Magic Mobile, hopefully one of them will work to get you into your room. Okay, here's a fact. Disney World's hotels are some of the safest places you can be when a hurricane or tropical storm hits the Orlando area. Many locals even choose to leave their homes to stay at a Disney hotel during hurricanes or tropical storms because Disney buildings are engineered to withstand winds and weather that some local area homes may not be able to handle. But what can you expect when you stay at a Disney World resort in the midst of a real nasty hurricane that keeps the parks closed and keeps you cooped up inside for a day or two? First of all, cast members. These folks are volunteering to be part of the ride-out crew during major storm situations. They're going to be there to assist you with any questions or concerns you might have. Also, Disney generally does their best to create a little bit of magic during these stressful times by bringing in characters and having fun games take place in the lobby. And while all the restaurants may not be open at this time, Disney usually provides meal prep kits for like $8 that guests can purchase to keep them fed, and there will be a restaurant or two open. If you want to book a Disney resort that'll provide you with the best accommodation and resources during a potential storm, the resorts with room entrances placed along interior hallways, like you're going to find at Grand Destino Tower, Contemporary's main A-frame building, Swan and Dolphin Good Neighbor Hotels, Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge, those are going to directly connect you to a resort's main lobby and all the amenities, the shopping and the dining, without you having to get out in the storm yourself to access them. However, if you're staying someplace like the Grand Floridian, some of those external buildings, or the Polynesian, their external buildings, You're not going to have direct access to the lobby to get food or take part in those games or see those characters while the storm is happening. So we always recommend if you're going in kind of that late August, September, October timeframe, go ahead and book one of those resorts that don't have external buildings and everything sort of connected to the lobby if you can. Now, since the 2020 closures, the Disney resorts are still missing quite a few of their major perks that we used to rely on desperately. This includes things like package delivery, which delivered theme park purchases directly back to your hotel instead of you having to lug them back there yourself. Most in-room dining, except for at Grand Floridian, where it's still a thing, but no place else has room service. And free Magic Bands for resort guests, which probably won't be returning thanks to the free Magic Mobile option you now have on your My Disney Experience app, which essentially does the same thing, except when it doesn't, because sometimes it's broken. So these missing features can be a pain, but they don't have to completely ruin your stay. Just keep them in mind before you head out so you know how to plan around them, and keep checking back with us just in case we hear about any of these services returning later on down the line, fingers crossed. Okay, so staying in a Disney hotel, super fun. Paying for it, not so fun. Fortunately, when you pay for a Disney hotel room, you won't always be asked to pay the full amount for your stay all at once. Maybe that's fortunately, maybe it's unfortunate, right? So when you book a vacation package, which is a room and tickets, Disney World requires a $200 deposit up front. Then they're going to ask you for the remainder of your vacation package balance to be paid 30 days before your trip. You can break up these payments however you want until the cost is paid off. Note, if you're planning a last-minute trip with fewer than 30 days to spare, then that's not going to be the case. You will have to make that payment in full when you book. This is another reason why we recommend planning out your trips much earlier rather than later on to help pace those payments out a little bit. Now, for room-only reservations, that means you're just booking the room, you're not booking tickets, and you're not booking any vacation package. Payments are going to work a little bit differently. While you will have to make a deposit for one night's stay, you won't be able to pay off your room little by little. You're going to make the rest of the payment at the time of check-in on the date of your arrival. Some Disney World guests actually choose to check out of their hotel well before their vacation is over, but there are no booking errors here. It's all part of the plan. It's a split stay experience. Some folks opt to do a split stay by booking one Disney hotel for the start of their vacation and a different hotel for later on in their trip. These are great if you want to experience the amenities at a deluxe resort, but you don't want to pay for that deluxe resort every single night of your vacation, so you want to save money on the rest of the days. For example, if you plan to spend the first several days of your trip in the parks, you could book Disney's Pop Century Resort for those days, and then book Disney's Yacht Club Resort for the tail end of your trip so you can take advantage of Stormalong Bay for a couple of resort days. It also allows you to experience two hotels during the same vacation. If both Disney's Contemporary Resort and Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge are at the top of your bucket list, a split stay is going to keep you from having to choose between the two. If you do book a split stay, here's the benefit. Disney's going to transport your luggage between hotels for you. You can drop off your luggage at Bell Services in the morning that you check out of the first hotel, and then head over for a day in the parks or Disney Springs, and Disney will transfer your luggage to your second hotel for you. You don't have to worry about taking your bags from one place to the next. But the big hassle with a split stay, of course, is that you kind of have one day where you are sort of homeless. You check out of the first hotel at 11 a.m. and you can't check into the next hotel until 3 p.m., or at least you're not guaranteed a room until after check-in time. So you've got that kind of 4, 5, 6 hours in the middle there that you have nowhere to go if you need to take a nap or, do some business, whatever. You don't have a place to go that's yours and yours alone. So that's the biggest kind of problem with a split stay, but if you're going to be in the parks that whole day anyway, then it doesn't matter. All right, y'all, it is time to start living the high life. Club level rooms are available at select Disney World resorts, specifically the deluxe resorts and the Grand Destino Tower over at Disney's Coronado Springs. Now, this is a special room category that offers extra perks to its guests, including exclusive lounges, all-inclusive snacks throughout the day, and planning help from the dedicated concierge desk on site. While some people really love having access to all these different VIP perks, club level is a pretty expensive splurge, even at Grand Destino, with rooms normally priced at an extra $200 to $400 per night on top of what you'd typically be paying. So you gotta really talk things over with your group to see if this extra expense is the right choice for you. Remember that split stay I just got done talking about? This may be the perfect opportunity to try it out. Instead of committing to a full club level stay for the duration of your trip, you could stay in a club level room for 1 or 2 nights, so you can enjoy those VIP perks, and then you can shift to a more moderately priced room for the rest of your stay, or vice versa. We always like to book the expensive one at the end of the vacation. Now, when you are exhausted from a really long day in the parks, the last thing you want to do is not sleep. Unfortunately, Disney's hotel rooms are not soundproof, so you might wake up to the sound of flushing toilets, or kids running down the hallways, or babies crying in the next room over, and definitely the snoring. If you're a light sleeper, you're going to want to pack those noise-canceling items like earplugs or a white noise machine or one of those cool soft headbands you can play white noise in. Those are pretty handy. Now, there are also several free white noise apps that you can download onto your smartphone if you'd rather go that route. Just don't forget to keep your phone on the charger overnight. By the way, heads up, something I just realized the last time I was at Wilderness Lodge is that they do have earplugs. They sell earplugs in Wilderness Lodge, and they're like the block snoring earplugs, right? And I tried them out and they work, but you can still hear a little bit of the snoring. So if you have someone with you who is literally just like sawing logs all night and you're wondering how in the world they are actually just not ripping up their throat by snoring that loudly, then you're going to be fine. But if you have someone that's just a really loud snorer, then maybe go ahead and get the noise canceling in-ear headphones. Those might help a little bit better. I don't know. I'll continue to bring you updates. The feature pools of the Disney resorts, aka the larger main pools with more theming and more features, obviously feature pool, can be a lot of fun, but they can also be draining instead of relaxing since they're often super busy by the time the heat of the day rolls around. For a more chill pool experience, keep in mind that each Disney resort has multiple smaller pools on their property too. At least most of them do. Port Orleans French Quarter only has the one pool, just a heads up. Now, these smaller pools are often referred to as quiet pools. The quiet pools may not be quite as themed as the feature pool, but they're often much quieter. Fewer people, and just a little chiller in general. Plus, some of the quiet pools really are still pretty well themed, even though they tend to be smaller and less crowded, like the ones you're going to find at the value resorts. And depending on where your room is located, a quiet pool might be closer to you than the feature pool, meaning you won't have to make an extensive trek back to your room when you're ready to change into some dry clothes again. And note that a lot of these pools do have laundry facilities by them as well, so it's easy to just have a resort day or a pool day and get your laundry done at the same time, if you're lucky enough to be in Disney World long enough to have to do laundry. I don't care how old you are, getting a wake-up call from the Mickey Mouse himself is a great way to kick off your day, and you can get one totally free. To get a special morning greeting for your hotel room, hit the wake-up call button on your room's phone and follow the prompts to set the time you'd like to receive the call. Then, once morning has broken, your resort phone will ring at the time you set it for, and Mickey will tell you it's time to rise and shine. If you want to order pizza in Disney World, you may be tempted by that random pizza flyer that's been shoved oh so inconspicuously under your hotel room door. But whatever you do, please resist that temptation. Lots of Disney's resort quick services have whole pizza pies available for purchase, but they're not going to be advertised by a pizza flyer. Unfortunately, these flyers are most likely a scam to steal credit card numbers. It's been such an issue in the Orlando area lately that there are now specific laws against it. But even so, it still happens and happens more often than you might think. So if you see one of these flyers, just throw it away, don't think about it again, and order yourself a pizza where you know it'll be legit. Why pay full price for Disney's most expensive rooms when you could book them for potentially half of that, right? Disney Vacation Club rooms are deluxe villas with higher-end furnishing, larger square footage, and more guest benefits, including those extended evening hours we talked about earlier. But don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to go buy Disney Vacation Club. While everyone's allowed to book DVC villas, member or not, these villas are really, really expensive for those paying out of pocket for them. However, you can rent DVC points from a DVC member instead of booking directly through the Disney website, and you can shave that price tag down by quite a bit. You can knock off 30 to 50% of that original cost. Now, you're thinking, how do I do that without being scammed, right? Okay, no problem. Reliable third-party DVC rental sites. We work with David's DVC Rentals. They work as the middleman between the renter and the rentee to help make sure nobody gets scammed. Because it can be scary. What if a DVC member books a reservation for you and then cancels it and you show up and you don't have a reservation, right? So that's why you want to have kind of a rental agency who's managing the process. They kind of work like an escrow kind of situation to make sure everybody keeps their end of the bargain. Now, just keep in mind there are pros and cons to renting through a third party and not through Disney directly. For example, if anything goes wrong and for whatever reason you need to change the dates for your trip, Disney's going to be more flexible with what they can do for you, depending on how close it is to your original arrival date. However, when you're renting through a third party, you may not be able to make any changes whatsoever thanks to that final sale policy. So you definitely want to do your research ahead of time, make sure those savings are worth some of the sacrifices in the end. Maybe call up David's DVC rental, ask them a bunch of questions, ask them what the frequently asked questions are, and that'll give you a good starting point to make that choice. If you need to sacrifice something for the sake of making room in your luggage, go ahead and ditch the pool towels. Each of Disney's resort pools has fresh towels available for you to use when you're ready to dry off. Just make sure to drop them in the return bins once you're finished with them. If for some reason you're visiting one of the quiet pools and you don't see any towels available, you can make a detour over to the feature pool if it's convenient. These bigger pools stay pretty well stocked up on the towels, so you won't be left just having to drip dry back to your room. Something else I just found on Amazon, by the way, are these kind of thin microfiber towels, but they're not the little tiny ones. They're like beach towel size, and they're super, super thin and very packable, but they do the job. So that's something that I've been bringing in my luggage. Instead of a big, fluffy, thick towel, I bring one of these towels as a just-in-case emergency. So there are several ways your Disney World trip can take a turn toward the unexpected, like when the fire alarms go off at your resort, for example. Every so often, the Disney resorts do undergo fire alarm testing, which usually happens in the late morning or early afternoon when most folks are in the parks. During this time, you'll hear that wonderfully shrill ring blaring through the building, and depending on the circumstances, cast members may also need to enter guest rooms to conduct the testing too, just to make sure every fire alarm is up to code. No need to panic though, you'll have plenty of advance notice before these fire alarm tests take place, thanks to the signs that'll be put up around the lobby and potentially other areas of the resort too. If you see a fire alarm test is scheduled during a certain period of time during your stay, I'd recommend getting out of Dodge and spending time at the parks or Disney Springs or even by your resort pool instead. If you've got little ones that need to nap during this time, things could get tricky. You may want to consider switching nap times if that won't cause a nuclear meltdown, or sticking your kid on one of the pool chairs in a more shaded area with plenty of sunscreen and hydration and letting them sleep there. And some of y'all are lucky enough to have kids that'll sleep anywhere and you just throw them in the stroller and they'll be just fine. I did not have a kid like that, but if you do, no problem. If you don't have any granola bars on hand, but you don't have time to sit down and eat breakfast before heading off to the parks, what are you going to do to get some morning grub? Well, most of Disney World Resort quick service is open right at 7 a.m. to offer a full menu of morning options like Mickey waffles, breakfast sandwiches, French toast, etc. Now, this is not always the case at the deluxe resorts, so keep an eye on those opening times for those restaurants. Now, if you mobile order a little breakfast right when the restaurant opens, you can send one person in your group to go pick it up, take it to go, bring it to your room for everyone to munch on while you get ready for the day. Y'all, I know it sometimes feels like every pool bar out there is the same, but trust me when I say Disney World has quite a few resort pool bars that they have upgraded to really stand out with their food and drink options. Here are a few of our favorites. Bar Riva at Disney's Riviera, they make fresh mocktails and cocktails and serve up some unique eats like baked brie, grilled vegetable skewers, spicy Italian sandwiches. The Barefoot Pool Bar at Disney's Polynesian Village is tiki-inspired with several fruity drinks available to fit that vibe. Banana Cabana Hidden Gem at Disney's Caribbean Beach, colorful and tropical, plenty of fun cocktails to choose from, and a full menu of eats and select sweets. They also have an incredible bread pudding there that was developed by the same chef that made the bread pudding at Ohana, so it is excellent. Definitely want to try that. Petals over at Pop Century Resort has seasonal cocktails, so you never know what you might find there. Uzima Springs Watering Hole at Disney's Animal Kingdom not only has cocktails, but also specialty African beers. And the Drop Off at Disney's Art of Animation has a pretty extensive list of drink options, including one called the Big Blue Ocean, made with vodka and rum and blue curacao. Of course, it's Disney, and lemonade with a souvenir glow cube. Now, we also love Geyser Point. Geyser Point is technically the pool bar for Wilderness Lodge, so definitely go check that one out if you have a chance. Any special event that you might be traveling for can be emphasized with a good old Disney celebration button for you to display proudly on your clothes all day long. These can be picked up from the front lobby of your resort or at various Disney theme park locations like guest relations or select merchandise shops. Now, make sure to keep that button fastened to you all day long because you never know when a little extra Disney magic is going to be thrown your way. and get you a potentially free dessert during your meal. Not to mention, it's always nice to have guests and cast members celebrate along with you, which they will do all day long. It's really, really nice. During your day lounging out by the pool, you might want to make things a little more premium, or at the very least, shaded, which is what the deluxe resort pool cabanas are for. Luxury cabanas can be rented at the feature pools over at Disney's Contemporary Resort, Grand Floridian, Yacht, and Beach Club. While cabana amenities vary, they usually include bougie features like padded furniture and dedicated cast members providing service, cocktails, ceiling fans, smart TVs, fruit trays, stocked mini fridges, charger outlets, and nice plush towels. Prices for these cabanas are going to vary, but they're usually going to cost you around $265 for the whole day. So that means if you're going to spend the money for this, have a whole day dedicated to being by the pool and having a resort day. You can book one in advance by calling 407-WDW-PLAY, or you can check to see if there's any first come, first serve availability during your visit. But they do tend to book up pretty quickly, especially in the summer. I definitely try making reservations for them first if you want to prioritize a cabana pool day. Oh, we're back to laundry again. How did you blow through a week's worth of socks in just 3 days? And why did you only pack 2 pairs of shorts? Did they seriously forget to pack more underwear? What's a person to do when they're in the Disney bubble and running out of clean clothes but don't want to purchase any more to shove in their suitcase? Now, like I mentioned in the quiet pool point, Disney resorts do have laundry facilities. They've got them out by the pools and they've got them right indoors as well. But these are not going to take you away from the fun for too long because we are living in the future, friends, where tech is totally high tech and cool. The laundry you do at Disney can now let you know when it's finished via this free web app called Laundry View. You don't even need to download or create a login to use Laundry View since it's automatically synchronized to the guest laundry facilities at each Disney World resort. All you have to do is open the website and type in your resort name. Now, the web app shows you in real time how many washers and dryers are available wherever you are, and you can set up a mobile alert for when a machine is available, and Laundry View will let you know when your load is done, meaning you're still free to go swimming with the fam or grab a quick meal and just head back when you see that it's ready to go. Now, I know none of you think that you're going to have to do laundry while you're in Disney World, but commit this to memory because I just went through a situation where my son had food poisoning and we definitely needed to do laundry, and so I was really glad to know about this. Now, if you don't want to pay to do your laundry on site, but you are going to want to keep your dirty clothes separate from your clean stuff, consider bringing along a collapsible laundry bag or even simply a trash bag to put your used clothes in. That way, tomorrow's Disney-bound outfit doesn't wind up smelling like yesterday's sweaty socks. I always bring 2 reusable laundry bags, and I usually end up filling them both up, and then when I get home, I just throw them in the wash. Now, this is something that I always needed when I was traveling with a baby and toddler. So after a great day with your baby in Disney World, you're going to need to clean out the bottle once you get back to your hotel room, right? But you're not just going to want to wipe it clean with a bar of Disney soap and a washcloth because that's gross. Instead, bring your own dish soap and a portable bottle brush cleaning set from home to help you get all those bottles and sippy cups and pumping materials. I was pumping when I was in Disney World, and so I needed to clean out those pump flanges too and use the bottle brush for that because that just fit perfectly. Something else that I brought along with me was a little collapsible drying rack. Now that may be a step too far for you, and I totally understand that, but it can come in handy if, you are cleaning a bunch of pumping flanges and all of your bottles and stuff like that. Time to talk transportation. So Disney World has a variety of transportation options when it comes to traveling around their hotels and parks. You've got the classic buses, the iconic monorail, a few leisurely boats, and the newish Disney Skyliner. Now, some resorts are even within walking distance to certain parks like Polynesian Village, Contemporary, Grand Floridian. Those are steps away from Magic Kingdom. Boardwalk Inn, Yacht and Beach Club, Swan and Dolphin, those are in Epcot's backyard. While each resort transportation service is completely free to use, some of them, namely the buses, can take quite a bit of time to get you from place to place, as in expect an extra 30 to 60 plus minutes just for travel alone. That includes waiting to board the bus itself. If you're planning on using Disney's free transportation to get you around Disney World, research to figure out what transportation will be available from the resort you're staying in, and be sure to factor in extra travel time as you build your daily itinerary. Also, something to note, some resorts do share buses. So for example, if you are taking a bus from Hollywood Studios back to an Epcot area resort, because you misjudged when the Skyliner was going to stop going and actually missed the last Skyliner transportation. Because I don't know who that would possibly happen to, but it might. And then you realize that the bus from Hollywood Studios back to Beach Club is also going to stop at the Swan, the Dolphin, the Yacht Club, and Boardwalk. So it's going to take a lot longer than you expected. Just a heads up, that happens. It happens all the time. Speaking of Disney transportation, we just got word of a new transportation change just the other day. The boat service between Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground and Disney's Wilderness Lodge has not been available for quite some time, but as of October 1st, the Blue Route is back in business. This route takes guests across Bay Lake between Contemporary, Fort Wilderness, and Wilderness Lodge. Note that it doesn't begin until 3 p.m. every day. Yeah, that's new. So if you want to get from one resort to the other before then, you'll need to use a different route like the Magic Kingdom boats or the internal bus routes between Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness instead. So this is slightly cool and slightly creepy, and it's making its way inside every Disney hotel room. Disney World's been rolling out a new voice assistant service using Alexa on Amazon Echo devices called Hey Disney. The service can assist guests with things like room amenities, guest services planning, and weather information, but with that charming Disney touch we all know and fawn over. Hey Disney does this, plus allows guests to interact with Disney characters via the device and play trivia and get jokes and play ambient Disney sounds and more. Now, if you're planning on staying at a Disney hotel in the near future and you have any privacy concerns about these new Hey Disney devices, you are totally allowed to unplug it if you don't want to use it. A lot of the same information you can get from Hey Disney can also be found on your hotel TV, although if you have any special room requests, like if you need extra towels, for example, you can always pick up the in-room phone and call up the front desk for extra assistance. Nope, it can't be the end of the trip yet. The time will come when you'll have one last day in the Disney bubble, and you're going to want to make the most out of it without worrying about dragging your luggage around with you as you soak in your last bits of vacation time. So let's say you're checking out of your Disney World hotel room at 11 a.m., but you've still got a full Disney day ahead of you before you make the sad trip back to the airport. Don't worry, your hotel doesn't disown you immediately post-checkout, so don't be afraid to ask them to hold on to your luggage until you're ready to pick it up at the end of the day. You'll simply need to visit Bell Services in the lobby and drop off your bags. Easy peasy. You can also drop off your luggage with Bell Services as a non-guest eating at one of the resort restaurants. For example, if you made a breakfast reservation for Boma at Animal Kingdom Lodge for the last day of your trip, even though you stayed at a Good Neighbor hotel all vacation long, Animal Kingdom Lodge's Bell Services will still be more than happy to hold your luggage for you while you go enjoy a nice morning meal. Just don't forget to tip. Usually I will tip $1 or $2 per bag if they hold my bags. Now, ask yourself this: what do I want out of my hotel stay? Well, I can probably already answer some of that for you. You want a place to sleep, a place to shower, a place to brush your teeth, watch some TV before bed, store your luggage somewhere. You know, the essentials. But if the essentials are all you're after when it comes to your hotel stay, then you may not need to splurge for one of those higher-end resorts like a moderate or deluxe, even if they do sound really cool. If you're not planning on spending a whole lot of time lounging around your resort, exploring all its different amenities and recreational activities and pools and dining experiences, and your primary focus is to be in the parks from sunup till sundown, then paying hundreds of dollars for a room per night for a swanky place to stay may not be worth it for you in the end. If you do go ahead and decide to book a moderate or deluxe resort, try to schedule at least one break day or more during your trip to actually enjoy it to the fullest, because believe me, with some of those resorts, you can and will fill up an entire day just with resort activities. So don't feel the FOMO if it doesn't make sense for you to spend that budget. Just stay at a Value or a Good Neighbor hotel if you're going to be in the parks all day, every day. And if you do decide to book one of those more expensive resorts, be sure to enjoy it if you can. So if you take away one thing and one thing only from today's video, let it be this: whatever questions you might have about your upcoming Disney World resort stay, the DFB team and I will be here to help you out in any way we can. So be sure to keep tuning in for more Disney hotel advice and recommendations to come. And don't forget to download our full list of every single Disney World resort for free over at disneyfoodblog.com/hotels. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.